Hello everybody, thank you very much for joining me today for another Twilight Zone video in my Twilight Zone ranking series where I rank every episode of the original Twilight Zone from my least favorite to my favorite. Today I'm going to be talking about number 89, The Invaders, written by Richard Matheson and directed by Douglas Hayes. This is a season 2 episode, and as always there will be episode spoilers. So The Invaders is definitely considered a Twilight Zone series classic. I think most Twilight Zone fans remember it. And I think there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, I think it's a pretty unique episode. And number two, it's mostly silent. And I've always liked The Invaders. It's never been one of my favorites. It's never an episode I've loved, but I've always respected what the episode tries to do. And for the most part, I enjoy watching it. So this one has a very straightforward plot. It's about a woman who's on her own. And when she starts hearing some noise, it turns out someone or something might be invading her home. Agnes Moorehead is good in the lead role. It's kind of a strange performance, but she has to carry the whole episode on her own, and I always think that's tough to do, and I think for the most part she does it. She's compelling throughout the episode, so she does a good job. This is a very straightforward, basically survival show where the woman discovers and fights off the so-called enemy aliens. More on that when I get to the twist of the episode, but that's pretty much how the episode goes. So this is a very atmospheric episode. I love the use of almost no dialogue. A lot of this episode feels like a silent horror film, which, as being someone who appreciates silent horror films, it's something that I really love about the episode. I always appreciate when a show can use all this visual storytelling with no dialogue. I think it's impressive. There are a few things, however, that hold this episode back slightly for me. I do feel like this probably would have been better as a 15-minute episode. It is a bit repetitive. And also, I know a lot of Twilight Zone fans and just people in general love the little alien space people, but to me they don't totally work. To be fair, maybe this worked better in the 60s, but they just look like little toys to me. And while it doesn't ruin the episode, I don't believe, it's not my favorite part of it either. But where this episode really works is in the twist ending, where we find out that the little space people were really astronauts from Earth and the woman was a giant. So while we get to see the episode from the giant woman's perspective, and it seems like she's under attack the whole time, and I guess from her perspective she is, it was really the little spacemen from their perspective who were under attack the whole time. When I first saw this twist, it actually did fool me, so that's always a positive, as I really didn't see it coming. And I think it works very well. So overall, I really do like The Invaders, despite a few issues. I do think it's a classic and unique Twilight Zone episode that's definitely very moody and has a great twist, and that's why it comes in at number 89 on the list. As always, feel free to leave me a comment on what you thought of this episode, The Invaders. Thanks for your support, and thanks very much for watching.